Welcome to the always magic, never boring SF2 Union Berlin highlights show brought to you live from the Stadion an der Alten Försterei. Almost. Let's start by pointing out I never, ever want to hear the can again. It sidles inside your mind. You know you've had a bad night in Bayern because the morning after the inside of your brain looks like you've rented it out to the Moulin Bloody Rouge. Jacques Offenbach's dance was once considered scandalous, and for a while there were attempts to suppress it, but they clearly didn't try hard enough. Because in front of another sellout crowd in the Bayern campus, we heard it 4 more times without reply last Friday evening. OK, Bayern are the best side that our women have faced by some margin this season, but still it hurt. Heisey came close after Sophie's clever leave, and Nadine made a wonderful stop in a superb second-half performance, but little could console poor Tomka Schneider having put into her own net just minutes after the restart. She's been one of the absolute standouts of this season, but suddenly things went in slow motion, like she was Wile E. Coyote sliding over the edge of a cliff. She could do nothing about it. Still, respite would come the following day, because when few gave the men's team a hope against their equivalents back home, Union was superb and worth more than their point, especially when considering that Ilya Zanzar was offside by the width of a fag paper when Leo Querfeld found him in the box. Abseits? Absurd more like. And it was on his birthday as well. What's wrong with you people? Ilias, of course, took it all in his stride.
Irgendwann wird es für uns positiv laufen und dann freuen wir uns alle wieder.
Still, in the absence of a benevolent football god up there, we could still rely on one of our own in the shape of the greatest man to come out of Rotterdam since Colonel Tom Parker. His goals against Gladbach were astonishing enough. His winner in the cup against Bielefeld, a marvel. But against Bayern, Danilo Durki was something else. Stop! Jesus, please, just run the goal. Thank you. Then after Luis Diaz had scored what was in all fairness one of the finest goals I've ever seen in the Alta Försterei, one that only slightly nudged the karmic scales after his ludicrous dive early on, Danilo was there again to flash his first time shot past Manuel Neuer. His middle name is Raimundo, after all, named for Socrates' little brother Rai. He once scored in the Copa Libertadores final, but compared to this, that was nothing. And until the 93rd minute, it looked like they'd be the first side to beat Bayern since Bochum. Bochum? Until at least Harry Kane snuck in at the last to grab the equaliser. The players looked shattered at the end, heartbroken. They deserved a win. They said it felt like a loss. But, as the boss said,
ich würde mal sagen, richtig geiles Bundesligaspiel von 2 Mannschaften gesehen haben, die gewinnen wollten. Und gehören 2 Mannschaften zu. Eine davon waren wir. Und deswegen ein bisschen verärgert, aber auch ein bisschen glücklich.
Mind you, Joshua Kimmich didn't look too happy with a point.
And make it easy on yourself.
While we're at it, quick word for all of those who helped organise and donated towards the Winter Mollig Warm campaign. That saw, you ready, 576 jumpers, 575 pairs of socks, 513 t-shirts, 406 jackets, 294 pairs of trousers, 177 pairs of pants, 125 hats, 86 scarves, 81 pairs of shoes, 77 pairs of bottoms, 56 pairs of gloves, 53 blankets, 53 undershirts, 51 pairs of long johns, 37 waistcoats, 14 rucksacks, 14 sleeping bags, 12 sleeping mats, 10 belts, 9 pillows and 4 tents, all donated for those who need it this winter. That was selflessness. That was something else. Thank you. But with the Bavarian doubleheader out of the way, it was time for the Women's Cup tie at home to Jena. Now, we knew this was never going to be easy. The women won the league encounter earlier in the season through that remarkable Orschmann double, because though Union bossed much of a game against opponents sitting so deep they were practically subterranean at times, it was to everyone's general astonishment when Toma Ihlenberg scored with literally the last touch of the half. The crowd of nearly 5,000 did their best from the Gegengerade as they strived for an equaliser, but not as much of the players, nor the hero of that game last time, Dina, who must have rued the 1875 invention of the crossbar. At least that's what it says in my 1975 shoot annual, the biggest book ever written about a game. She hit it twice. They huffed and they puffed, but they just couldn't blow that bloody house down. They're struggling with injuries. Tomka and Marianne are out for the time being as well now, and we wish them nothing but their best for their recoveries, but are also under the weight of their own lofty expectations. So just remember, this is only a blip. There are plenty of positives still to take, and this wonderful team are only at the start of their journey, one that will see them host Highest Foul next weekend, and the fans, we know, will always be on their side. Speaking of the second city, before hosting Heidenheim, the men will travel to St. Pauli in a fixture that will forever be embedded with the memory of Torsten Matuszka and that free kick a lifetime ago. Ah, the memories. Of course, there'll be plenty more where that came from. We will see you in a fortnight.
Aber diesmal flach, diesmal für Tuki. Neuer bekommt ihn nicht zu packen. Das hebt den rein und hebt den über Umwege zu Danilo Tuki. Der Doppel-Tuki zum 2:1.